Hello everyone, I am Phoenix Tremaine and I have the flu. That's part of the reason why you haven't seen me with any videos lately, because I couldn't talk. And I still can hardly talk, but I got 3 bottles of water here to help me talk. I'm behind on a lot of stuff, so I figured I'd catch up on some gossip. So, I just started getting back. I told you I'm going to share the things I do on other social media platforms with my YouTube viewers. And if you can, please take a minute to subscribe. I have 2 channels, web series and movies, and Phoenix Tremaine. See, I have the flu. I can't even remember my own name. But I have 2 channels. One of my channels, it's new. It only has 20-something subscribers right now. So if you can subscribe, please subscribe. The other one has a little over 2,000. But subscribe. I'd appreciate it. It encourages me to keep going and making videos. So I just want to talk about stuff in the media, gossip, and hopefully I can keep my voice. So a lot's happened. So, but over this timeline of gossip we're going to talk about, it's going to be a little bit of everything. It's going to be a little bit all over the place. Things you probably know, things you don't know. We're going to start with the Brandon Michael Hall. You may know him from the ABC TV show The Mayor. Horrible show. I was not surprised it got canceled. I gave up on it, took it off the DVR. The idea that a black man could become the mayor, they act as if he didn't have a paycheck. So he's riding a bike, bumming rides from friends. He lives at home with his mother, and it was just ridiculous, you know. And he's a rapper, so he's torn between being a mayor and being a rapper. It was insulting, honestly. It was just insulting to watch. I couldn't take it no more. I tried to give it a chance, but now he has a new show. I'm not even going to tell you the name yet, because this show is going to flop. Now, I don't wish anything negative on anybody, but when I tell you what this show is about, you're going to think that I'm joking. But yeah, now he's got even though they haven't officially canceled The Mayor, the fact that he has a CBS pilot tells you that they already let the cast know you can go find other work. So I'm going to read it to you, the press release. Brandon Michael Hall, who starred in the aforementioned ABC comedy, will be headlining CBS procedural drama God Friended Me, from Uber producer Greg Berlanti. Described as a humorous and uplifting project, follows the outspoken atheist, played by Brandon Michael Hall, whose life is turned upside down when he's friended by God on Facebook. Did you hear what I just said? The show's about him being friended on Facebook by God. Really, CBS? You didn't learn your lesson from Me, Myself, and I? So, yeah, that happened. And it says he becomes an agent of change in the lives of destinies of those as questions of faith, existence, and science are explored. Ooh. Yeah, that's just going to flop. So, unfortunately, that happened to Brandon. Then we have Jazz Sinclair, who is going to star opposite Kiernan Shipka. Okay, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Except I don't think they're calling her Sabrina the Teenage Witch in the show. It's Sabrina, I don't know. It's based on the comic book Chilling. I think it's called like the Chilling Tales of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. And basically, the comic book isn't like the old TV show where it was a comedy, a silly comedy at that. No, this show is described as Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist. You know, you remember the little comedy they used to have? There was nothing Rosemary's Baby or Exorcist about it. I've seen images from the comic, and it's a very gritty looking, horror comic. So this girl, Jazz Sinclair, has been casted opposite the girl playing Sabrina, and she's black, so that should be interesting. Her father's the minister of the town, so I'm sure that'll cause some drama. So, but she's a cute girl. Let's see how she does in that. So I'm not just throwing shade at everybody. This is a congratulations. I'm not evil. I throw shade when necessary. And then we have sad news that just happened. Like I said, this is a mixed timeline of things that I've saved to talk about at one point or another. But today, it came out that Frasier's John Mahoney died at 77. And, he played Frasier's dad on the show. So if you watch Frasier, R.I.P. Rest in peace, John Mahoney. He did a great job on the show. Now, we've got reunion news, which I'm sure a lot of y'all have already seen the pictures. Martin is coming back, and there's pictures of Martin, Tisha Campbell, and Tashina Arnold hugging and even kissing Martin. And this is a big deal because, Tisha sued Martin for sexual harassment, and pretty much it was the end of the show. That's why in that last season of Martin and Gina were barely in scenes together because she was suing him for sexual harassment, and she quit the show. So that was the end of Martin. But they're literally kissing and making up. So hopefully Martin has gotten over his drug problems. I want to say allegedly, but I saw that show he had with Kelsey Grammer, and he looked high as a freaking kite in that show. I was like, you can't even hide that he was on something. I don't know, but that's probably why the show didn't get renewed. And he wasn't funny. So hopefully, in these pictures, his eyes are clear, he's smiling. This looks like the old Martin, so hopefully he got some recovery. Him and Tisha made up, and we're going to be getting ourselves a good show. They're back. The Spice Girls are back. Okay. Now, they were huge way back when, So I'm sure a lot of Spice Girls fans will be excited that all 5 of the girls are going to come back together, and not just 4 like before, but all 5 are coming back. So Spice Girls fans, I used to be a fan. I'm not too sure about what we're going to get now, but I can't laugh. I laugh and my chest hurts. That'll be my punishment for throwing shade. Especially if they do a good job, I will come back and say they did their thing, okay? They came back strong, but TLC came back and disappointed the hell out of me. I'm gonna talk about this in a different video, but Kylie Minogue released a video for dancing. Some of you may be great Kylie fans like I am, and some of you may be going, who is Kylie Minogue? If you don't know her, you probably ain't never going to know her. In the 80s, she did Locomotion. And in the 90s, she did Can't Get You Out of My Head. So, yeah. But, as a fan, I also saw the Aphrodite tour on video. And, I have like a bunch of albums now because I don't just stick to U.S., music. So she's like a huge megastar around the world. But in America, she just, like every decade, she just shows back up and gives us a hit. But around the rest of the world, she gives you hits all the time, except when she signed with Jay-Z's Rock Nation and released Kiss Me Twice or Kiss Me Once, something like that. And I thought it was a decent pop album, but it flopped super hard. Every time Kylie tries to do, anything urban, like the song Chocolate, which is a great song that featured Ludacris, and you can kind of still hear Ludacris in the background, but they cut him out the song, said it was too urban, and she released the song, it flopped. Great video, but it still flopped. And she tries to go urban and they won't let her. But now she's going country and that sucks. Although she does sound like Dolly Parton in that song, but it still sucks. That's like putting her out to pasture. And then she copied too much off of Madonna. Okay, I said that I was not going to do the talk about Kylie in this one, but we'll go on to Bruno Mars. Now Bruno Mars is doing his Magic 24K Magic World Tour with his special guest Cardi B. So Cardi B's star continues to rise, and I will always be the first one to say is when I saw her in that trailer for Love and Hip Hop, I knew Cardi B. I'm about to say Kylie, no. I knew Cardi B would be a star. I didn't know how. I didn't know when. I started researching her shit. I started looking for her Instagram stuff. Like, who is this chick? She just has that star quality. Now, I only like half her music. I'm not a big trap fan, so I like her more mainstream stuff. Some of you may not know she's got mainstream stuff where she's been on different artists, and she sounds good in different ways. But Cardi B continues to rise, and it's sort of like watching a Star is Born. Coming from the strip pole to the Grammys, to Bruno Mars, the number one act of like the year or the last 2 years, and now you're on tour with him, like as like one of the major performers. Like they're advertising, Cardi B is here, come look. And then she killed it on the Grammys. So that was a good thing. I mean, I like Cardi B. Next up, I think she's doing a movie. Yeah, I think she is doing a movie. They got big things planned for Cardi B. Okay, now I need to take a sip for this one because we need to talk about Justin Timberlake. I'm laughing because if you go to my Facebook, I said some stuff that I'm probably not going to say in this YouTube. I've been ripping his ass a new one. Go to my Facebook and see what I posted about Justin Timberlake. Oh, it's funny. It's funny. I just was finding memes online where they've been crucifying this guy. I didn't make the memes. I just shared them. But, I mean, I'm a Janet Jackson fan. I saw her State of World tour. I skipped that BS, Unbreakable BS tour, and I got the CD somewhere because I ordered it in advance, and along with my concert ticket. But I got my refund though, and my refund for my concert ticket. So I got my like $100-something back, and that album was trash. That concert was trash, and but the State of the World tour was awesome, and I was like almost close enough to touch the stage, but that was the first time I had floor seats and didn't know that I would have to stand up the whole time until I just got tired. And when she did balance, I sat down and I looked at the monitor because I said, she ain't doing nothing but sitting. If she's sitting, I'm sitting. But she did an amazing job. It was a great show, and she did some songs she never did before, and she only did like 4 Unbreakable songs, so I was cool. And I like the one with Missy. I play it all the time. I'll blame it on the flu. I can't remember the name of it, but we're talking about Justin Timberlake. But I called him all sorts of names on Facebook. Lord knows. But I'm trying to be a little nicer on YouTube because YouTube, you know, don't like you to be cussing and stuff anymore. But if I cuss, I cuss. It slips out, whatever. So, Justin Timberlake's new album was ripped to shreds by the critics. Now, okay. Vulture says, Justin Timberlake sounds bored on Man in the Woods. USA Today said, Man of the Woods, while certainly not 2018's worst album, is further evidence that Timberlake is far from pop music innovator he once was. The album highlights from the nimble disco, A Midnight Summer Jam, and Breeze to drawing Alicia Keys' collab, Morning Light, all fall within the singer's vintage soul comfort zone. Whatever. Throughout Man in the Woods, Timberlake's, and this is The Telegraph, gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Throughout Man of the Woods, Timberlake's high, breathy vocals stab out a message of escape to the country with all the conviction of Michael Jackson, with all the conviction of a Michael Jackson impersonator jamming with the drive-by truckers in an Alabama roadhouse bar. It is a nice idea, but you know it's not going to end well. The New York Times says, Timberland and Neptunes handle the vast majority of the production, and most of it looks backwards, not forwards. The Neptunes especially thrive with the approach, especially on Higher Higher, a gleaming 1970s soundtrack homage. There are outliners. The throbbing pulse of Filthy has reverberations of acid house, and Supply suggests someone has been listening to Migos. But for much of this album, Mr. Timberlake is content to live in the past. We are now approaching the 10th year of the national delusion that Justin Timberlake remains the essential pop star. That's the New York Times. So critics have been trashing this album, excuse me, relentlessly. And fans have too. You know, even the people that got it when it was leaked were like, it's trash. So, you know, everybody has a horrible year where people make you prove you deserve that star spotlight. They did it to Lady Gaga. They did it to Janet. They did it to Katy Perry. They do it to everyone. Mariah Carey. All down the line. When you're a pop star, you always reach that pinnacle where people say, okay, make us love you again. We know we loved you when we first met you, but now, especially if you've been gone for a couple years, look what happened to Sierra. We are going to make you prove yourself again, and if you can't, then we're going to trash you, and your career is going to be trash. And right now, that's what looks like going on with Timberlake, because he released some trash because he had to do Super Bowl, and many people think he just grinded out an album real quick. But it's backfired, just like his Super Bowl performance backfired. And that's right, I didn't want to look at that shit. I'm a Janet Jackson fan. Yesterday was Janet Jackson Appreciation Day. Not Justin Timberlake. I'm looking at, I didn't watch the performance, but I'm looking at, although it's been so hard to escape, I even was going, when I was going through this stuff, it was actually automatically coming on I think the Hollywood Reporter website. It just, and I'm like, no, I'm not a hypocrite. I said I'm not going to watch it. But I did read the reviews, and I did watch other YouTubers like Alexander Rogers while he watched it, you know, but I'm not watching that shit. And then his ass lied to Sheila E. Sheila E said Prince didn't want his image out there post-mortem, you know, because it's demonic, and he feels it's demonic. I don't think it's demonic. I thought it was sweet when Natalie Cole had her father in the background doing it, but Prince, I think he was a Jehovah's Witness, and he didn't want to be out there, hit holograms and whatnot, and he didn't do a hologram. He had him on a curtain or something, and but people complained that it wasn't just like a picture of Prince. Prince was singing, so. What's the difference? A hologram or the video playing in the background, it's pretty much the same purpose. It's not like we really have that, it's not like, well, I can't say we can't. They do have a Michael Jackson hologram that could have, been real worse. But the fact that he said he wasn't going to do it, and then he had the video, fuck him. That was disrespectful. From what I read, Justin Timberlake and Prince didn't like each other. So that's the real shade. So here's some of the celebrity reactions to Justin Timberlake's performance. Victoria Justice, I don't know who that is. Yes, at Justin. Why do people? I ain't gonna go there. So killer. Those mic tricks and the mic stand were so on point. Demi Lovato, but in sync, and it shows her crying, and then it says, "But Justin still killed it though." So a lot of people wanted Janet Jackson to perform with him. But there were also a lot of people that wanted NSYNC to make a surprise appearance. That didn't happen. Nick Jonas, 2 words. Justin Timberlake, wow. Katie Couric, I want the kid when he goes back to middle school tomorrow. I want to be this kid. Okay. Ellen DeGeneres, my friend Justin Timberlake just killed it. Cynthia Everio, and then Anger. Okay, so they showed the white folks. What they thought of Justin Timberlake's performance. Now they're going to the black folks. Cynthia Erivo. Now I know she's either on Orange Is the New Black or she was on got a Tony on Broadway or both. And then the Anger. To bring our Prince to improve this mediocrity is damn embarrassing. I'm fuming. And then Sinbad said, okay, punk ass Justin Timberlake, one of the names I called him, you was cool till you pulled that Prince bullshit. You dissed Prince on a track of yours, and you dissed him on stage when you lowered the mic stand on stage when Prince won an award. Later for your ass. Ain't that some shit? NSYNC, well done at Justin Timberlake. Kathy Griffin, rethinking this entire Justin Timberlake halftime situation, realizing I just can't forgive him for what he did to Britney and Janet Jackson. You heard me. Pound. Gay Super Bowl. I don't know where the gay Super Bowl part came from. And Hugh Jackman, and that's how it's done. So Prada A. Carey, I'm guessing, is that Mariah Carey's? I don't know. Katy Perry did not ride a 30-foot golden lion. Beyonce did not perform a tribute to Black Lives Matter. And Lady Gaga did not fall off the roof for Justin Timberlake to disrespect Prince and wear a camouflage suit at the Super Bowl. And finally, Gabby Sidibe, which is Gabourey Sidibe, said, my feelings more mixed than a bag of party checks. So, we're going to call it, that's it for the gossip. I'm at 26 minutes. If I find more gossip tomorrow, I'll do another one. Because I want to start getting my videos back out again. And sorry it took the delay, but, you know, I've been doing my chicken soup. I got it from Giant. But I added rice to it. And I don't know if this helps, but I've been doing ice water. And just trying to get over this flu. Good Lord. I've been taking like NyQuil 3 times a day because you heal better when you sleep than you're awake. But I am proud that I'm this healthy at this point when the flu, hit me. Because I know people who've been down with the flu for over 2 weeks. I had a client that was down with the flu for a month. So this stuff has been hitting people pretty hard. And I feel like I'm not better, but I feel like I'm getting better. Yesterday I couldn't talk. Today I was able to do a video. So hopefully I will talk to you again soon. I will look and see what else I want to review, and you got a lot more videos coming.